Cincinnati Zoo's been in the spotlight this week because Monday morning a new baby giraffe was born to Tessa.
Live tweeting all morning
That's
long,
right.
They were. The zoo, of course, well known for its breeding programs, but there's so much more that goes on behind the scenes. And local host Perry Schaible recently got a backstage pass to see how it all happens.
Well, Bob, you know what? Things are still quiet here outside the Cincinnati Zoo this morning. We're several hours away from the time it opens, which is 10 a.m., but that doesn't mean that nothing's happening inside. There's actually a lot going on, and recently I spent a morning with keepers to see exactly what happens.
Between 6 and 9, there's a lot that has to happen.
So while the lion is sleeping, the keepers are keeping, and right alongside them this week I was creeping. We started in the dark. I walked an aardvark and weighed a red panda who was eating.
All the exhibits have to be cleaned, all the animals have to be fed, all the enrichment is put out for the day, and then animals are put out on display by 9, and then by that point everyone's working on cleaning the inside and getting diets and everything ready for the following day.
Megan Kate Ferguson is the curator of animal development and training. She oversees 7 full-time employees. Today, it's my turn to join the team. The first stop, a visit with snow leopard Renji. The goal is to get her comfortable with raising her paws so trainers can trim her nails. They start with a command and a reward, chunk meat given when she follows the keeper's request.
So the first step with something like this is Amanda will ask her to step up, and she needs to be, or to stand up, and she needs to be comfortable with doing that. And then eventually we're going to work that second person coming closer and closer and actually touching her feet.
The interaction creates a trust between the keepers and the animals. It means important medical procedures like these can be done without the use of anesthesia.
She's going to climb right in.
Just like the snow leopard, the red panda is an endangered species.
She weighs 6.88 kilograms.
The Cincinnati Zoo has 6 of them on display. Today we're conducting monthly weigh-ins, especially important for the female. If over 18 pounds, they won't conceive. Things are good today. Little Lynn weighs just around 14 pounds. Keepers hope she'll conceive later this year. Next we walk an Aardvark Padme.
They have very long tongues.
It's her first time out since a pregnancy last year kept her inside. Unfortunately, that pregnancy never developed.
Good girl.
Padme is part of the interpretive program. She makes public appearances around the park for educational purposes. Before she can go out, she has to be reconditioned to the environment.
She might be a little silly and might be a little cheeky, and we'll see what we get.
In the end, success. But it's time to go because the zoo is just about to open.
And keepers told me that they like doing stories like this, giving the public a glimpse behind the scenes because it shows really what they do, what people can't see, and it's such an important part of what happens here at the Cincinnati Zoo. And talking about what happens, a lot is going to start happening. Tomorrow starts Zoo Babies. It's one of the times everybody loves and runs through the month of May, and of course, one of the biggest, newest zoo babies that they have right now is that brand new baby giraffe, and there is a naming contest going on. People already submitted names, but tomorrow the zoo is going to post on their Facebook page the top 4 names, and then the public will get a chance to help name that little baby girl. Guys, back to you.
And Perry, did you get a sense from some of those workers who were there so early, a certain pride that they're out there working with these endangered species, that kind of thing?
Oh my gosh, they absolutely loved it, and they have a special bond, you can tell, with these animals. The animals really seem to trust them. Those pandas that you saw, the red pandas, they would actually get in the bowl themselves. So the point was to weigh them to make sure that they were at a healthy weight and keep them thriving, because if they get too heavy, then there are additional health problems with them and they can't conceive, which is especially important because they're endangered animals. But for these pandas, they like it so much, they like being in with the keeper and in that space that they will fight over who gets in the bowl first.
That's really cool. Thank you, Perry.